Hi, Rama. It's week 14, day 4 of our Bible narrative reading plan. Today we're in Judges chapter 15. We're continuing with the saga of Samson. Remember that at the end of the last chapter, Samson's father-in-law gave his wife away to Samson's best friend. And the story picks up later in time, but it continues with this idea at the beginning of chapter 15. Samson goes to see his wife, and his father-in-law says, "Hey, I thought you really didn't like her. I thought you hated her, and so I gave her away." Now, this is a flimsy excuse. The father-in-law is just lying because he's seeking to protect himself. But when Samson finds this out, he declares that this time he's going to be innocent of the blood of the Philistines. He's saying he's going to get revenge, and he declares that he will be innocent. Now, the truth of the matter is that we see Samson acting very vengefully in this episode. He takes 300 foxes or jackals and he ties them together and sets their tails on fire. He's tied them in pairs and they go loose through the wheat fields, destroying the wheat crop, showing just the great vengeance and the great just meanness that Samson is showing toward the Philistines. Even though he's been wronged, he's certainly not acting rightly. Two wrongs aren't making a right in this situation. And so Samson goes against the Philistines. He fights against them ferociously, hip and thigh, the saying says. And then some of the Israelites come to Samson and say, "Look, you're stirring up these people. They're our oppressors and you're making them mad. We want to give you back over to them." And Samson says, "Look, as long as you promise not to kill me, fine, turn me over to them and we'll see who gets the last word." And so they turn Samson over. Samson defeats these Philistines again. So much so, this great victory, there's songs being sung about Samson. Samson cries out to God, and God hears his prayer. And yet we realize that this is just strange. Samson is showing some ways he's acting in faith, and in other ways he's not. He's showing a great pettiness and a meanness and a vengefulness and an animosity toward the Philistines. And so, as we've seen already, Samson is a mixed bag. He's certainly not the picture of faith that we would look to aspire to, and yet God in his wisdom is using him. Here's a summary of today's readings. For more information, go to tunemyheart.org.